There's a load of resources on the MQL5 website that I don't think some of you know are there. So on the MQL5 website, there are links to these in the Discord, but there's an absolute wealth of information on here. So if we look at strategy optimization, if we look at the testing report, if we look at testing visualization, so strategy optimization, how to optimize, how that all works, the different ways of optimizing is shared on here too, on one of the links, connecting cores, creating farms, etc., etc. Testing features, strategy testing, testing report. So what the measurements are, what's profit factor, what's expected payoff, what's recovery factor. These are questions that we see crop up in the chat from time to time. So there's absolutely no reason why all of you, 100% of people, you should all have read this. This is there just with a bit of Google and a bit of searching. So that's really useful. You should understand what these things are measuring. For example, a lot of people will see a drawdown on a test report at over 5% and go, oh no, that's a fail. It's not a fail at all, because I could have 5 days of losing 1.1% and still have not failed a challenge or a funded account, because it's maximal drawdown, which is very different to a daily drawdown. So these are things that people need to understand. And again, it's stuff you need to know. I think that's also covered in the top 16 things you need to know video. So real and generated ticks, optimization types. Okay, so this is coming up a lot because I shared some tips on how you can increase the speed of your optimizations in MQL5. And there's really two main ways that you can do that. So number one is using OHLC bars. So there are various different ways of doing the test. So the most accurate is always going to be every tick with real ticks. That's the most accurate. It's using live tick data from the broker, even with dynamic spreads, etc. The next best thing is 1 minute OHLC bars. Now the OHLC stands for open, high, low, close. So it's taking the open of the candle, the high, the low, and the close within that test. Now it's good enough if your VPS or your computer is not that powerful. So for those on IBM clouds and stuff, you could still use it if you've got a really big test. Maybe anything over 50,000, you could use OHLC to see what clues it gives you. What you then do is when you get the results of the OHLC, go back into the settings box and change that to every tick with real ticks. Right click on your results, rerun the test, and you will see if that test is valid or not. Now for me, most of the time I do that, I get an accurate back test that way. It won't happen all the time because of how the ticks and how the OHLC bars is measuring in that test. But does it help? Yes. Can it help you find results more quickly? Yes. So definitely explore OHLC 1 minute bars if you've not done already. The next thing is to look at fast genetic algorithm versus slow complete algorithm. Now for me, slow complete algorithm is by far the best because it's going to check every single optimization. Fast genetic doesn't quite do that. It's basically comparing values against each other, and ones that aren't favorable, it can poo-poo and chuck in the bin, when actually just because that wasn't good versus that, it doesn't mean that that wasn't good versus something else. However, you could do like a 1.6 million combination and it'll test 10,496 of them in quite a quick way. So again, it could leave you with some clues. And again, if you're down on computing power, you could use fast genetic algorithm for testing. So to summarize, 1 minute OHLC bars and fast genetic algorithm. If you've got a shitty computer from 1995, I'm pretty sure that could probably still do a job for you. However, slow is preferred for me, but if I've got a bigger test, then I can quickly explore 1 minute OHLC bars first and then validate how accurate those results are with every tick with real ticks. So hopefully that helps.